Now you're probably wondering what I'm doing out here. Well, I've been coming to Black Hat for several years now, and there's one thing I haven't crossed off my bucket list, and that's to go and see the Grand Canyon. Now Adrian, who you might remember from previous videos, has agreed to accompany me on this epic journey. Last time we were in San Francisco, Adrian, you agreed to show me around, and you booked us a 3-wheeler electric car.
Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that out here, are we?
No, of course not. Don't be daft. I do things properly this time.
Well, you'd have to. Look at where we are.
I've come up with the best idea in the world.
Yeah?
You'll love it.
Really? I was expecting a Hummer or something.
Adrian, I'm a kid of the 80s. I grew up watching Magnum PI, Dukes of Hazzard, Knight Rider. American muscle cars are the way to go.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Cool, let's go.
All right. No, hold on.
What's up?
You know, to do this right, we need to do it like the Dukes of Hazzard. We need to go in through the windows.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. This is just like it looks in the movies. Thank you, officer. We'll be sure to drive slower next time.
Yeah. Thanks. Cheers. Security. Do you think car security has improved? I mean, car safety has improved immensely since, what is it, 1896 in the UK actually. Bridget Driscoll was the first person to die in a car crash.
Yeah.
The first pedestrian. But I suppose car safety, I mean, like, you know, someone's probably watching this thinking, you're not even driving a proper car. This is like an American muscle-ish type car. It's a poser car. It can't corner. It's got very little speed. It's just heavy and ugly.
This car is so far out. You know, it's essentially just a bland sedan trying to pose as a muscle car. That's also not really a muscle car, but is trying to pose like the old muscle cars. You know, so it's just so many points removed from what it's trying to pretend to be. Yeah, no, it's a mess. But it's a hot mess.
It is. But I suppose even then, like when we look at it from a safety point of view, this car is still light years ahead of what we had 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's cumulative, you know, all the safety that you add. You know, unlike security, you know, what we do, you know, they've actually got the standards in place and the organizations, you know, not tied to the car companies, you know, that are building on a base of knowledge, you know, and on actual results, you know, from fatalities and things like that. They do the investigations, they figure out what works and doesn't work, they test it. You know, we just don't follow that model. In our industry, there's no, you know, there's no equivalent there. But yeah, it's gotten better and better and better, I think. You're right.
And they've invested heavily in driver awareness. So they give them lessons and you have a test, and then there's regular campaigns: don't drink and drive, don't drive under the influence of drugs, don't speed, don't, you know, and then they actively enforce it as well to give a sense of education. And I think that's a very different approach from saying the users are stupid and just giving up and saying there's a weakest link and giving up.
Well, and they work with it too. I mean, they know people drive on too little sleep, you know, and you know, drunk and things like that. And, you know, there are cars that actually have the ability to detect when the driver is getting groggy. Mm-hmm. You know, and can do things to you know, to wake them up.
Hand comes out and slaps them over the head. You are getting groggy. So, are you a believer in self-driving cars? Do you think they are safe and they are the future?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's unavoidable at this point. I think we're on that path, and you know, nothing's going to stop it from coming. It's more a question of what's it going to look like exactly. You know, what shape is it going to take? How are the laws going to be formed, and all that. But yeah, I think it's coming no matter what. And you know, no matter how much the media focuses on, you know, the tiny handful of deaths that will occur while the car is in fully automatic mode, you know, there's no getting around the fact that it's going to save tens of thousands for each, you know, individual one that the media decides to focus on.
But it will take away the joy of driving. I mean, that's part of like that rite of passage into adulthood.
That's what I'm most interested in is, you know, 50 years from now, will you have to be rich if you want to drive a car yourself, or will you have to like go to like a test track or, you know, closed road or something like that? You know, because that would be kind of sad. You know, if the choice is taken away. You know, if the bean counters and the, you know, insurance companies decide that it's just too much of a liability to allow somebody to hands on the wheel, that would make me sad if they take the choice away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like a little sinkhole. Such an
ass.
Okay, thank you.
And this will go on the driver's side windshield.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. Have a good day.
Cheers. Bye.
Thank you.
So I think it's appropriate to end on a kind of like a security analogy or something like, and I suppose that you look at the Grand Canyon and it's been carved out by water over many years, and security needs to be like water. What's that Bruce Lee quote?
Be like water, my friend. You know, water crashes, breaks. You know, if you try to come right at it.
You really don't know the quote, do you?
No, I know bits and pieces of the quote. Yeah, it's too long a quote. It's better as a poster.
Maybe it's a bit like cloud security.
Well, you know, maybe it's about you know, getting up to where you can see the big picture.
I think my takeaway is the Grand Canyon reminds me of those Roadrunner cartoons, and the Wile E. Coyote always used to fall down and like he'd come back up.
Mm-hmm. And I think that puff of smoke at the top.
Yeah. And the coyote is the ultimate APT.
Yeah.
You know, he used to draw those fantastic tunnel drawings to trick and deceive, right. And like, you know, he'd set out traps and all these things.
So you're saying he was a bad guy? He wasn't the good guy? Or is he who we need to be?
Oh, no, he just flipped my entire childhood on his head. Wow. Yeah, I don't think we can get a better analogy than that.
All right, go. That's a wrap.
I'm looking for new and nothing's gonna stop me now. Yeah, I'm looking for new.
We can't do anything with just one camera. We need drone cameras. We need point and shoot cameras, digital SLR cameras, mirrorless cameras, action cameras, selfie cameras. fact, I took a picture of him taking a picture of himself with the camera. And we took pictures of the cameras on this trip because we were so proud of how we set them up.
So this car, I mean, like, if we went back 50 years and we were doing this journey, it would be a million times more dangerous. See this pothole we just went over and we didn't even feel it? Would have killed us. The whole car would have exploded in a giant fireball and we would be dead.